Hey everyone, welcome back to Through the Cow. I'm Clinton, joined by the lovely Debbie, and we're back for another one. So, Debs, it's we missed a week or two, unfortunately, but we're back. You
We
know,
are. It feels like
I
ages.
know, but it's also a good cause because you had Mama there.
Mama's down. I know, a whole Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 days, a
Yeah,
whole 8 days of her all to myself.
amazing.
That was
Your
so nice.
sister was well jealous.
I know, even though she literally lives like 5 minutes around the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah, yeah.
They planned a special lunch on the Sunday. So,
Yeah. How was it? What did you guys get up to?
oh, it was really nice. The weather was like on and off. It was kind of that sort of, is it going
Yeah,
to piss it down or will we stay dry for the next
yeah,
10 minutes? So, um, mostly did catching up. We
yeah,
did shopping. We did lots of eating out. I do like to take her different places when she comes down.
yeah.
So different lunch, different dinner. And she did really well because eats like a little bird.
Okay.
Have little bits like quite often, so
Yeah,
she
yeah,
doesn't have a big meal, but she does enjoy eating out. And so
yeah, yeah,
I was like, okay, where she's gonna be able to finish what she's had and
yeah,
not feel like she's left it. But yeah, she did very
yeah.
well.
Yeah, just what I started doing at a lot of places where I go now is I just order a bunch of starters. So then
That used to be my go-to. Like all my friends will tell you that because I was like, I don't really fancy any of the mains,
yeah,
so I'd have like two or three like sides or
yeah, that's
starters.
it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a little
I just
bit,
feel like you get a little bit of all the little bits that you like, and just like you
and
don't
they're
like
like,
sort
and I'm like, yeah, with everyone else's
of
stuff. I'm not having these and a main.
yeah, exactly. What do you think I am?
I know, my belly's not that big. Fuck off. So
While
yeah,
Mama was down, did you manage to do any of the couch to 5K or did you give it a little rest?
no, she was very sweet and was like, don't let me stop you. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
So no. So I've done a few walks and I have obviously done one since she's been gone, but I haven't done any kettlebells.
Okay.
Pretty cool last week. So yeah.
Yeah. Technically, I'm off training for a week or two.
Oh,
Um,
injury?
sort of. I decided, well, it's been a long time coming, where I finally went in and had a vasectomy done.
Oh, some of my friends have had it done.
Yeah. So it's been a this long time coming, long time decision that I've mulled over in my brain for a while.
Though, right?
Huh?
Quite quick though, right?
It's quite quick, but it's when you do it, obviously it's mostly done during like a with a local anesthetic.
Yeah.
Obviously, in my mind, I'd rather be asleep, but when you've got a strange man playing around with your bits, you'd like to
Mm.
just know a little bit what's going on.
I heard it wasn't that painful. Like it wasn't as bad as guys thought it would be.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. It's just like the moving around of the washing, so to speak, when they're
Hmm.
like tugging bits and it's like you're consistently getting kicked in the nuts, and it's just like, oh, what are you doing? Like,
I
when is this?
also heard that you need to do a lot of releasing
After
afterwards,
afterwards?
and then you have to go and make sure that it's
Yeah, yeah.
works.
So I've been told that it's up to once you're healed up, you have to do up to 20 releases or go to see them in 16 weeks.
Okay. Have you done your 20 releases already?
Well, I only had it done. I only, I wish. I only happened on Monday.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty fresh.
Pretty fresh.
Pretty fresh.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be resting, but I didn't plan my work stuff very well.
Oh,
So I'm supposed to spend at least 48 hours resting. I had it done at 3:30 on Monday afternoon, and at 3:45 Monday morning, I was up on my way to London for work.
you are an idiot.
Yeah.
Although one of my friends went back to work. Like they
Yeah.
had it done in the morning and they went to work in the afternoon. Oh, they had a desk jog, so it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like they were actually doing.
Yeah.
They would have been the same as sitting at home. But I was like, okay.
Yeah. You can like I am walking around very gingerly at the moment. Some of my clients have been like, are you okay? Like, I mean, I've had to sit down a little bit during the sessions, but it is at the moment it's just a constant ache of feeling like you've been like
Mm.
grazed your nuts, or someone's just you've had a slight knock to them, and you're consistent like oh, oh, oh. So the kind of feeling is more higher up in the stomach.
Did they give you like cold pants or anything?
No, 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 no. Like they gave me it's just initially a bandage. They haven't even given me
Okay.
stitches because the version I went for is called a non-scalpel. So they
Like a
use
little
more of
keyhole,
huh?
a little keyhole,
It's a bit
or
of a keyhole, but they
inside
use
the
they
other
use
way.
they use it like a heat gun that slices through and then cuts
Oh.
through. Yeah, I try not to look into it too much, but
That's
yeah, I
what
did look into
ladies
it.
have done. If they have got like if their smear tests have come back and said that they've potentially got like cancerous cells, then
Yeah,
yeah, it's like a little
yeah,
circular boiling hot, and it
yeah,
only takes like 2 seconds, and they literally go,
yeah,
all comes out.
yeah. Slice straight through, and it's funny. Like the nurse that was in there, she kept putting on the fan to obviously or like a vacuum that sucks out the smell of burning.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a few times she put the fan on a little bit late, and you're like, okay, that's me. They're burning my nuts off.
Are they all right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, I said it was a long time, long. As a
it's not
decision,
like you haven't got enough kids, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like you have
exactly,
got plenty.
exactly. So it makes perfect sense to at least not have
Yeah.
any in my 40s.
And I've heard it makes no difference. Like you still enjoy it, it
Yeah,
still happens. So,
yeah. I'm hoping
why
so.
not?
I'm hoping so, and hopefully it doesn't affect my strength in any way
I'm sure it won't.
in both sense, lifting the weights and the other strength.
I've heard good things. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So now, once I've healed up, I'm obviously just thinking about those 16 weeks or trying to get 20 releases out.
I know which ones I'd go for.
Yeah.
Be like, but love, doctor said.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're in a relationship and you have kids, those sort of things don't happen. So, I'm thinking I might need to I might need to take a 10-day holiday.
Way.
It might need to take a 10-day holiday and
For medical
yeah,
reasons.
yeah, just fill the room up with Lucozade and Viagra. But yeah, that's what's happened so far. So I'm kind of like, walking around a little bit in pain, but nothing that I can't handle. And like I said, I
Yeah.
got up to go to work the next day, jumped in the car. They said you're not supposed to drive for like a couple of days. I'm like, I actually said this to the doctor in there. Is that for like regular humans?
Do you know who I am?
Yeah. And he goes, he said, what do you mean regular humans? I mean, like, you get some people who are like just weak and they can't cope, and then there's people who just like can get on with it. And he
It's
said,
like,
well, at least wait 48 hours.
you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And most guys I know drive themselves there anyway. So how
I,
are they going to get back?
I
Like,
know. I made a big deal about it. Like, did someone bring you here today? I'm like, yes.
it is
You know,
like I appreciate you moving like your feet on the pedals, but I feel like that doesn't have that much impact on stuff moving down there. I'm not a
I
guy, so I
yeah,
wouldn't
it
know.
it
But
depends on where it sits.
yeah, so if you get a comfy place, then
Yeah,
I'm like, is it much difference to sitting in a passenger seat?
yeah, it depends who's driving.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
At least you're in control of it if you're the one driving.
exactly. So on my drive to London, yeah, on Monday morning, it was all right. I was like, oh,
Take it slow.
smooth. Yeah, and I got an automatic, so it was just one foot had to work.
Oh, yeah, even
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Oh, well, happy healing.
yeah. Thank you, thank you. I missed you on Saturday, didn't I? Our lovely friend
Yeah.
Emma through her
Oh,
through her brunch.
I know. I'm gonna have I did say to her, I said I cannot do like 5+ hours of drinking anymore. I just can't do it. Like, so I was seeing, so two of my friends came, so they came to
Yeah.
mine first. So we had an hour of drinking before we went anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I was at a lovely level, like a bottle of Prosecco. If I drink that in like an hour,
Yeah.
I'm at a really good level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we had delicious food. It was so nice.
Yeah.
Had a lovely green Thai curry. And then the hour of like bottomless. And I
Okay.
stuck with the little elderflower one because I don't like having lots of different ones.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we were chatting for ages, and then we were, I mean, I don't know, maybe like sort of on the dance floor for about
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
hour, but
Yeah.
not that long. And
Yeah.
then one of my friends was kind of pissed. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to go home." She literally lives across the road from me, so I was like, "Do I want to go
Yeah.
home?"
Yeah.
I didn't want to drink anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I felt fine, but I thought if I drink anymore, I'm just going to feel a bit meh.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I could just go home and
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, it was good fun. Like I got there about say seven-ish because
Really
it's to
good.
make sure that the babysitter was there and everyone was like all sorted out. Then I took with my partner, her eldest daughter and her daughter's boyfriend came, and it was like
Oh.
the girls had to obviously get ready and then get ready again and then get ready again. So by the time we got there, it was like cool. I got in and then I was like, I ran around, made a beeline to see if I could find you. And then,
Oh, well, because you weren't there with the gang, I was like, oh, I don't think he's coming.
yeah, yeah,
And I had a little chat with Louis, and then because the third friend of ours
yeah,
wanted to, he was out.
yeah,
Got some brownie points from when his missus had gone on holiday the week
yeah,
before, and I was like, don't be mad. I think they're gonna go home.
yeah. Yeah,
I was like, I'm so sorry.
yeah,
And he was going to meet some other friends anyway later in the night, but that wasn't until like later.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then I was like, oh, mate, I just can't stay here.
yeah, yeah,
But I prefer the dancing to the rest of it. So I
yeah,
think
yeah,
next
yeah,
time I'm just going to do my bottle of Prosecco at home and go
yeah,
to the party bit.
yeah, but yeah,
It doesn't support Emma as much.
yeah,
And normally I'll do it obviously to support
yeah,
her,
yeah.
but yeah.
No, it was good fun. Like I managed after when I got there, I did have a few drinks, and I remember I haven't drank in so long, and not in a setting where I'm outside, actually having to move around and socialize. So I
Yeah.
think that alcohol hit me a little bit quicker than it normally would.
The DJs are good though. I think they
DJ was
play
yeah,
pretty.
the DJ that was there when I was there was pretty cool. And then we sort of made it from like 7:30 to like 10, it just gone 10. And then like obviously yeah, like when it got to about like 9, my eyes were kind of closing. I was getting a bit like, okay.
Oh, like I just
Like
can't.
there were times when I used to go out. One time I remember one of my friends was like, it was like 12:30. I was just watching Netflix or something like that. And he gave me a call and said, "Oh, can we just do you fancy going out? Like, I feel like going out." And I got ready in like 15 minutes and I met him in town at like 1 a.m. And I'm like, there is not a chance in hell.
Oh my God. If anybody even called me at 8 o'clock, I'd be like, "F off. No. I'm
Yeah.
in my home clothes watching something."
Yeah. Never, there was not a chance that would ever happen again.
And you know what? I actually prefer like late afternoon, early
Yeah,
evening.
yeah, brunches sort of things is I can do that.
Yeah. Because then when I got home, I had some toast
Yeah,
and I drank a pint of water. I had a cup of tea.
yeah,
And no joke, I had like the best sleep ever.
yeah.
Because I was like, normally if I've been out drinking and I get home, I don't sleep very
Think,
well. Like, my
yeah,
body does this weird temperature thing where it
yeah,
can't, and I don't know if it's like the sugars or something, but it just can't get it right. And then it messes with my sleep. And I hate that.
yeah,
But I had enough time to kind of like, relax
yeah,
after
exactly.
I'd been
Yeah,
out and chill out and kind of acclimatize, like back
yeah,
at home. So yeah.
yeah. By the time
I
I got back, I'll
Google
say
it, but
I got in
sorry,
about fully about 11:30, and I was like,
we got to go.
I was dead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice that it closes around that time now. I
Exactly. Yeah.
think it's quite
Yeah.
a
And that's
good,
it.
oh,
Like,
let's go home now.
yeah, so the first one I managed to get to, and it was nice. And if Emma does one, I'll try and pop down again. Maybe do like that part again, like the later the party part, and then
Yes. She did mention possibly a Christmassy one, or the
oh,
December one, if
cool.
she's feeling up to it. And hopefully Manny will be back as well.
Yeah.
So then you can see Manny.
Yeah, and Big Dave will come down.
I've not seen him at one.
Yeah, he hasn't seen one yet, but he normally does make an appearance around Christmas time.
okay, that'd be nice. I've not seen him for ages.
Yeah, and Louis saw him about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I speak to
Yeah,
Dave.
it
I
was
speak to
nice. I
Dave.
saw Louis, had a little chat.
Yeah, I speak to Dave most days because we just send memes back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's me and my friend from America, Steve.
Yeah.
He just literally just sends me so much stuff. And
Yeah.
there's two people at work that, yeah, absolute same. That's how we
That's
communicate.
how we communicate. Yeah, that most of my friends, we don't actually speak to each other. It's just literally memes 17 times a day.
Yeah. And me and my sister, although this morning I texted her and I was like, how dare you be so cruel to me in my dream? And she was like, oh my God, what did I do? It was so horrible.
Yeah.
Cried in the car on the way back from wherever we were
Yeah.
in my fake dream.
Yeah.
To you, I love you so much. Isn't that weird when that happens
Yeah.
though? And you're just like, brain, what
Yeah,
I've done?
I know. But it feels so real.
Yeah. It seems so real.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, but other than that, crazy week in Hollywood. Obviously, there's obviously the crazy stuff that's going on with Diddy and all those crazy people. But on the other side, we've had to say goodbye to some absolute legends.
I mean, there's at least 5, right?
Yeah, like in the space in like a
Have you got them
week.
listed, or do we need to go back through what we've sent each other? Because
Oh,
I've
obviously there was
mentioned.
a Chris Christopherson,
Yeah.
one of them. Uh, he's a fantastic actor. Obviously I found out about him a bit like later on in life,
Mm.
but he's a legend.
Yeah. And a really good, like, he's done music and stuff as well,
Yeah, he's
right?
a songwriter as well. We can tell by his voice. He just has that baritone, really like, country voice. So
Such a sweet face as well. Like, he had
yeah,
such a nice face.
yeah. Obviously, I
Yeah.
remember best for me, obviously, was him as a Whistler in Blade.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And we loved Whistler.
we love Whistler. And then we had John Amos, Mr. McDowell.
Oh my God.
He's legendary. He was in shows. I remember when first time I watched Roots, that was pretty like intense.
Mhm.
And he was in the that show Good Times, which is obviously more of an American show, but every now and then, we'd sort of see bits of it on UK television.
Mm.
And like I said, for us, we remember him as Mr. McDowell.
Oh my God. Like, imagine having like that much impact as a character on in just one film that
Yeah, yeah.
people will just never forget it.
No. And then we had what was his name? John Aston. Now, for me, he's been around for many, many years.
Yeah.
He's kind of older and younger than I thought he was. Because
Okay.
in obviously I remember him most from Beverly Hills Cop. And in Beverly Hills Cop, I thought he was really old, but he was only 40.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yes. Maybe you just had that kind of like
There was that,
willowy sort of weathered look to
yeah,
him.
that seasoned look, that the hair is depleting. So he just looked like, he was ready for retirement, but he was only 40.
Mm.
And then of course, Maggie Smith.
Oh,
It's so
I mean,
it's
she's
crazy to
done
me how all the
so
faculty pretty
much.
much, yeah, all the faculty of Harry Potter has now passed away,
Have
pretty
you
much.
seen those lovely pictures? Like either the 3 of them or then the 5
Four
of
of
the
them.
kind of the gang. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, oh my God. And everyone's like, oh, they're back together. And it's
yeah,
such a cute way of looking at
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But also you're like, shit, that's like a lot of people from there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's some kind of Harry Potter curse or something.
I know. I see when you see the pictures of Maggie Smith when she was younger as well, she was absolutely stunning.
Yeah. The one thing I was looking at her IMDb and I remember I look back because one of my favorite films back in the day was Clash of the Titans.
Oh
And
yeah.
it always used to come on like bank holidays. You have the little owl. They're like,
Oh, the little
yeah,
mechanical.
yeah, yeah. And Perseus and she was in that, and that's the one of the only things I remember seeing it when she was like young.
Yeah. Oh, she's done so much.
You know, and I remember her in Sister Act.
Oh yes, Sister Mary Clarence,
Yeah,
and she loved her. Like she came around good, didn't
yeah,
she?
yeah.
And then she was just sort of fully supportive. I bloody love those movies.
Yeah, Sister Act
Honestly,
was great, and I like going past like in London. They obviously they have the musical of Sister Act. So
yes, I watched that in Southampton actually with
yeah,
Alexandra Burke. Yeah.
yeah. But it's such a shame. Like in such a short space of time, like
Mm.
all these actors just dropping off.
The only positive is that I'm pretty sure they all said that they died peacefully
Yeah,
and that it was more of an age kind of thing.
yeah. Well,
So
yeah. They were up there in age.
yeah, and I think that's nice if you can get to that kind of point,
Mm.
um, and it's peaceful, you're at home, or
Yeah.
didn't suffer
No.
after a lot of years. I think
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah. So I can imagine like say even like Maggie's funeral, and you get the whole cast for like Harry Potter turn up. It would be like
I can imagine so many hot like Hollywood people would be there
yeah.
because you span
Oh
generations,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's
Mm.
crazy. Very sad. Like, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
it's
So
been
obviously just
one after
again.
the other. I was like, dude, there's another one. What the fuck?
So now they definitely can't do a Harry Potter reboot now anytime soon. It's got to be obviously give
No.
it some time.
Yeah, it would have to be like Harry and Finny's kids and that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's sad times. Obviously, just lets us know that we're getting older, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I was like, God, is it that time? Like, is there a weird time of year?
Hmm.
Like, is like October normally, or September, October normally,
Yeah, all these
like
people.
a bit wintry for old people. Like,
Yeah, are they all jumping ship because of they know what's happening with Diddy and that story's gonna come out? What?
fucking Diddy.
Yeah,
He's fucked, surely. Like, I
yeah,
don't get how he can get out of it.
yeah,
Even if he turns on people, even if he calls out everybody else that was involved, I
yeah,
still think finally they have to, because he's not as powerful as some of the other people that have been called out for it, right? He
no,
doesn't quite have that same societal level.
yeah. But
Um,
the thing I don't understand is how come like so much effort is going into obviously he's a terrible person and he deserves he should be obviously people should be figuring stuff out. But like Jeffrey Epstein just sort of just gets brushed under the carpet and his list, which involves way more powerful people, just gets
that's
disappeared.
why, but that's why, because it does have more powerful people and higher up people all
Yeah,
being paid off. So I think that's why Diddy won't get away with it because he doesn't have that same protection.
yeah. It's
So, and
kind of like
I'm
not
not saying
fair.
that's right, and
Yeah,
just that I, unfortunately for him,
yeah. Yeah, and
yeah.
obviously straight away they put him in there. They put him on suicide watch. I've said, and some things that he's not eating because he's worried that his food will be poisoned and stuff like that. Yeah,
What you can hope is that there's some real similarities between the people that are involved with Diddy and
yeah,
involved with Epstein, and then hopefully they'll, be caught at some point.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Because even like what's her name, Maxine or Max,
yeah,
that
Giselle,
lady,
fucking name,
yeah,
well,
Giselle
Jizzle,
Maxwell. Yeah, she's just like again like no coverage.
Ghislaine
Ghislaine
Maxwell,
Maxwell. Yeah,
name.
yeah. No one's like chasing her down the
Is she
list.
not in prison though? I thought
She's
she
in
was in
prison.
prison.
She's in prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which I think she would have just claimed a lot of ignorance, even though we all know that's
yeah.
bullshit. But life over,
Yeah.
hopefully, so,
Yeah.
at least as a
Yeah.
minimum.
It's mad. Like where all those years of music and all those different things, and it's just like now's the downfall. I feel like he's obviously pissed off someone, and he's going to be the fall guy for this. Because it's crazy
Yeah.
how all this stuff that you could have, like even that tape of him beating up his ex-partner, was hidden for 8 years.
See, yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, the three that stand out are Bieber,
Yeah,
Usher,
yeah,
and Tupac.
yeah,
Because Cassie has kind of had already come to light.
yeah, yeah,
I think those three are the biggest, like,
yeah. If stories come out about
screwed.
yeah, if those sort of stories come out, it's gonna be. intense. Obviously, Usher will be going to jail. Bieber will need to come to Jesus meeting. And
Yeah, for him a bit. Like, I'm not a fan of his music or anything like that, and he seemed like a really obnoxious kid. But you can definitely tell there's something wrong with him. Like, he
yeah,
is not a happy person, even though
no.
he apparently, doing what he wants and has
And
got loads of money and
has the
stuff.
world at his feet. But
Yeah.
you try to think though, at 15 or 14, you're not stupid.
No, but you can be impressionable. And
You can be yeah,
if people are, that, but you're still the newest thing.
yeah,
And these other people have got massive, celebrity status, protection.
yeah.
Who's going to
Influence and all
believe
that sort of
you?
stuff. But I can definitely say when I was 14 and 15, there's not much anyone could offer me for my rear end.
But if you were, I think it's more about the situations they're in.
Yeah,
And even one of those clips says like, oh, he's mine for the next
yeah,
48 hours. It's almost like he was kept away in Diddy's fucking secret castle and he couldn't leave,
yeah,
and it was done to him, and nobody else was gonna tell on
yeah,
Diddy or anything, or whoever the
yeah,
fuck else was there. And so this, even as a kid, like, you're thinking, fuck, what am I supposed to
yeah.
do? Who's going to believe it? There's no proof. There's no this. There's no
Like all
that.
this,
Like,
all this really weird stuff about guardianships. Like, what is that? What do you mean you
yeah,
get guardianship someone for 48 hours? Or like, it's like, what are your parents? Your fingers need to be pointed at the parents.
oh, totally,
There is
totally.
no one on this earth that'll be like to me, all right, I'm gonna take on your kids for 48 hours. Just grant me guardianship of them to go off to my mansion somewhere, and I'll make them a start. Not a fucking chance.
No, they can come when they're 18. That's fine. I'll keep them for now. They don't
Yeah.
need you to be
Yeah,
famous.
yeah,
They kind of got there on their own.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a
So,
nasty world.
yeah, parents need some of the parents of these stars and the young stars need to have the fingers pointing at them as well. But then you watch shows like that pageant one.
Well, yeah, parents were a big fat pile of shit.
Yeah, you ever watch them programs with the pageants and the women, the mums, get their kids in all this makeup and they getting the heels and they do all these sort of things and like being a star, winning the winner is the only thing. So and they'll push their kids into certain
Yeah.
situations and it's like what?
Mm, I know.
Yeah,
It's
so
not fair. I feel like there should be better controls in place to
mm,
force the parents to make
yeah,
sure the kids are okay or something,
yeah.
in those sorts of scenarios. Yeah.
So I think if anyone goes down, everyone who's younger was a minor at the time of these things happening, their parents
Yeah.
need to be called into question. Everyone needs to, everyone needs to go down, and Epstein's list needs to come out because it can't just be. It's not fair. As most bad as Diddy is, it's not fair that his lifestyle is being fully scrutinized when all this other stuff was going on at a much higher level.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
All right, but yeah. Anyway, since then, we've been off for a week. We've been watching. I've been watching. Obviously, we had the AJ fight, which was
Oh, good grief. I
oh
didn't watch it, but I did see the aftermath of all of the terrible split-second photos
yeah,
taken of his demise.
it's just mad. Like I kind of had like a bet on, and I was looking for my bets. Normally, I do like an oddball bet, and I was going to put one on, which would have potentially won me some money. But because I don't like to bet against AJ, I just have this thing
Yeah.
with AJ where it's just like I like a lot of things about him. So I'm not gonna put like what I'd say if I bet against him, it's like putting a curse on him.
Yeah, that's why I never get why people bet against their football teams.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what are you doing? It's just weird. And they're like, oh yeah, but if we did lose, then at least I'd be happy because I'd get some money. And I'm like, no, stop cursing them.
Yeah. It was it was a good fight. I feel like AJ lost it in it, he lost his composure. I feel
Yeah,
because of what happened in those first few rounds, I feel like inside he felt embarrassed. and he decided to go into war. He saw an opportunity, and instead of doing what he normally does, where he'll regain his composure, get behind what's his jab and stuff like that, he
Mhm.
decided to try and go all out, and he got caught again before he'd already got his senses back. And the way fans react, like he's not good enough. He was never good enough. He's been exposed. It's like he's not been exposed. He is a young man who has done very well for himself. He inspires many others, our next generations of boxers to step up to the plate.
He's not
He is
that. How old is he? He's not that old, right? Late
yeah,
20s?
33, 32, 33 now.
A little bit older, yeah.
You know, like all the people who are like saying this crap or posting some of these memes couldn't take one punch from him.
Memes are funny though.
They are funny. They are funny as hell.
It's just such a shame. Like oh my gosh, just some of the photos because their cameras are going 10
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
10 whatever, and I just thought, oh, one where his face planting and
yeah. But the thing
yeah,
is, like I said, like most people could never take a punch like that, and his face is built for it. Like most people's
yeah,
faces would collapse in half.
yeah. I didn't read too much. I'm not sure what my friends thought. I think some of them were just like, oh, it just wasn't
It wasn't his night.
get
That-
schooled like
yeah,
completely or anything.
no. He just went in there. You could tell already that I could tell from the beginning. I said to my stepdaughter's boyfriend, who was sat down watching it, and I just said, like, you could tell from the beginning that AJ was trying to do like felt to me like he was trying to do a Mike Tyson thing, where he was stood in the middle of the ring. He stood in the ring and he was just staring at Daniel Dubois.
Hmm.
He was like doing this thing where he's almost like, as soon as this bell rings, I'm coming to kill you. And only someone like Tyson can get away with that because there's this
Yeah,
mystique about them. Even if you think you might win, there's a thing when people used to get in the ring with Tyson, their legs were already shaking.
yeah. Yeah, I think you should definitely stick to what you know.
Yeah,
If there was things that worked for him before, then he should have done that. Because the
yeah.
other guy he's fighting has got a good record, right? Wasn't
He's
he
got a
already
reasonably
the
good
whole
record, and
world
he's also
title?
yeah, he's got a reasonably good record. He's huge,
That's big, yeah.
a big guy.
I messaged my mates. I was like, "Who's even expected to win?" Like, I'd not heard of that
Yeah,
guy, but
yeah,
I was like, and they were like,
yeah. And like recently, Dubois is like he's been knocking out some good fighters,
mm,
and it just wasn't AJ's night. I still think there's going to be a rematch, and I think if AJ fights
his way."
his way,
Yeah, doesn't get distracted.
yeah,
Like,
doesn't allow himself to get bullied and pushed around. I don't know what normally AJ has one of the best jabs, has a great jab, and if he keeps sending that down the pipe when someone's jumping in at you, sooner or later they're going to stop jumping in because they're going to feel their face like being pushed
mm,
being pushed to the back of the
yeah.
head. But yeah, I think the rematch clause is going to be put in place, and it'll be good to see because obviously
Mm.
still got to see Tyson
Um,
Fury versus Usyk again. It's coming up,
oh, okay.
so we'll see what happens there.
I mean, talking about beatings,
Yeah,
Monday night football,
yeah. Southampton.
Bournemouth at home to Scummers.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful 3-1 win.
Yeah.
We were not good at the start of the first half. I
Yeah.
don't know what was wrong with us, but we looked all out of sorts. And everyone was like, what is going on? Stupid Saints manager played the one player that Bournemouth hate. We
Yeah.
fucking hate him, right? Ryan Fraser,
Yeah.
because he slagged us off like before he left and then when he left. Like most people don't do that because our club is lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not being funny, but Eddie Howe is a fucking good manager.
Yeah.
And so he played him, right? Got loads of shit. Smithy had him like covered. It was absolutely fine. So he took
Yeah.
him off at half time. But we scored 3 in the first half.
Yeah.
Beautiful. However, the changes in the second half did make a difference for
Yeah.
Southampton.
Yeah.
And they did get one back after a fantastic save. It was so annoying.
Yeah.
But we did manage to hold off. So Yeah, really cool 3-1 win. And it was quite funny because I don't know if you've seen it, but the commentators came on like 3 minutes before the end saying that the 11:15 train back to Southampton had been cancelled. Oh,
Yeah,
it was so funny.
yeah. Because my middle stepdaughter, her boyfriend is a massive Southampton fan. So in turn, she's now a Southampton fan.
Really, don't they? So.
Yeah. So her face that night when she was just like, "Oh, I've just messaged him and said that I think they're gonna win, and look what's happened. He's gonna be so mad." I was like,
Oh, bless her. Yeah, because
"Yeah,
for the first 10 minutes,
yeah,
they were better than
yeah,
us. Oh, then we finally got our shit together and played really well.
yeah,
Our Brazilian striker finally got his first goal, so hopefully that's,
yeah,
the first of many. But yeah, really good, really good. I think we're away at Leicester on Saturday, so
yeah, yeah, good stuff." I think what I'm looking for this weekend. I'm looking forward to obviously there's gonna be the UFC on this weekend and the UFC 307 and the main event. I cannot wait to watch. There's this guy I've told you about before called Alex Pereira.
Mhm.
Alex Potan. This guy is a knockout master, hands made of stone, and he is going up against this guy called Khalil Roundtree. And Khalil Roundtree in 2010 was this out of shape guy. He was about 20 something plus stone, was giving up on life. And then he saw some, I think he watched this, saw some fights, or I think the Contender Series, and he
Mm.
decided that to himself that he's going to get in shape and get into the UFC.
No.
He completely turned his life around, got in shape, went
Oh
to
my
fight,
God.
went to fight camps. You know, he's done wrestling, he's done, jiu-jitsu, he does it all. Now he's this man monster, and he's been clearing out the light heavyweight division. Like, and just because just for his story alone,
Mm.
coming from what he was, suicidal, all that sort of stuff, to now he's
Goodness.
going to be
Okay.
main eventing a UFC event.
Oh, I hope he feels it,
Yeah. I
I
hope it
hope
doesn't get to him
he
too
can
much and he can actually
acknowledge it and
enjoy
feel,
the yeah, enjoy that moment and get in there and like not let the butterflies take over.
yeah. Oh,
If
I
he
hope
do,
he does
obviously
well.
I love Alex. Alex is great for the business, he's a monster, but if Khalil just even if it's like Khalil wins this one and then Alex maybe gets it back again later on and later on
Yeah.
down the line, I think someone like Khalil deserves that moment, that
Mm,
culmination of the hard work.
yeah. Especially from such a place. It's almost like
Yeah.
you've had to do double,
Yeah. Yeah,
because you
that's it.
weren't already here when you started.
Yeah. It's like like he said, I watched an interview with him recently, and he said he still carries that fat guy with him.
Mm. Everybody that's been fat carries that fat person with them. Like
Yeah,
it never goes.
yeah, and
That's because people treat you differently.
yeah,
That's why you carry it and it's shit.
yeah. As in like they still see you as that person, or as in
No,
like
you remember how, people were.
okay, and then you see the
They're not
difference.
like that anymore. I think sometimes it's still just there.
Yeah,
Even when you've got better or done better,
yeah,
part of you is still like, oh, am I now good enough?
yeah,
Or is there still more that I have to do for people to accept me or
yeah,
think
yeah.
that I'm, this or that or something? So yeah,
Because well, like I said, I've been training for a long time. I've had many clients who
you've
I've got.
never been fat. You'll never know.
Yeah, no. I've been really thin.
Yeah, you can have the thin one instead.
Yeah. And then I watched gladiators and wrestling and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, cool. I need to start doing push-ups every day. I need to build this mechanism. But then, like I said, I've had many clients who I've gotten from like a certain condition to like what was deemed better condition for themselves.
Mhm.
And a lot of them have had with psychologically and also like some of them who were in relationships. I've had many who got into like their best shape, and then they like break up with their partners. I don't know if either they, get this new confidence, or the fact is that, it's almost like that was then, and then I'm,
Yeah. And a lot of it happens when people break up
yeah,
as well. They suddenly like, well, I need to focus on myself now
yeah,
and,
yeah,
not the relationship
yeah.
and whatever, and
It either
then
goes,
make the changes. But
yeah, it either goes two ways. Most of the time, sometimes they're like, okay, I'm on my own now, need to get my stuff together for the next person, or they're like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, but I'm
whatever
looking,
keeps the money coming in, eh?
yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to watching that fight. I went back. Obviously, we'll talk about the X-Men '97, which was just fantastic. And again, you need to watch it. You need to watch it.
I
Like,
will once I've finished binging SEAL Team because the new season started at the weekend. So I'm obviously going to wait for it to finish. But yeah.
yeah, I went back and started watching Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
Watching it again now after maybe a year or so. I just forgot how great it was.
Yeah, it is good.
Just everything, like the storytelling, the way they reintroduced the characters following, the split during Civil War,
Mm,
and obviously seeing like Chadwick Boseman to T'Challa again, just seeing just all that
oh.
sort of stuff. It was just like, what what a time we had.
Yes, yeah. Before it all got too saturated,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, what a time we had. Like, the story with Thor and, him getting Stormbreaker and him meeting the Guardians and
Yes.
all the characters start crossing
Funny.
over. Yeah, and
I
obviously,
like him and Chris Pratt together.
bloody Star-Lord, like, twice he could have averted the situation, and twice he messed it up.
But he loved her.
Yeah. And then what else was it? So yeah, X-Men '97, Debs, the storylines, they grab so much from the comics.
That's good. I like it when they do justice to the source material.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they even close it on a bit of a cliffhanger as well. And it's just amazing. They did such a great job with X-Men '97. Like I said before, they took away like the childish element and added like real story.
Mm, yeah.
They
Made it
made
a little bit for the adults.
yeah, they
Yeah.
made they made Storm so much more interesting. They made Jubilee so much more interesting. The complex story of Jean Grey was just,
Yeah, because it is complex,
yeah,
you know.
they really delve into the comics, they really delve into the characters, and it's like that's how people who are new to the comics and new to the MCU or new to like superhero lore, this sort of
Mm,
stuff is how they can learn about these characters
yeah.
and how it will pique real interest in what these characters are all about.
Yeah, and how, I mean, because she was insanely powerful, right?
Insanely powerful.
Like crazy
Yeah.
power.
And like before in the old stuff, she'd use her powers and all of a sudden she would like collapse on the floor. And it's like this one, she's using her powers and she's actually like showing the strength that she has.
Mm, mm.
I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
I'm glad you got to it.
Yeah, yeah. And then, well, what else I enjoy right now? Debs, the Penguin.
Oh, I've not done
When
it. Dang it.
I tell you this show is chef's kiss.
And it is Colin Farrell, right? They
It's
have
Colin Farrell. It's
yeah, it's
set
great.
it's set like a week after the events of what happened in Gotham from the Matt Reeves Batman. So
Okay.
the city's been flooded. Now there's a massive power vacuum for the city's underworld. And
Ooh.
like the way the news sort of like talks about the underworld, like
Mm,
they know who the players are.
mm-hmm.
And it's like there's nothing they can do about it. It's like they know these people are going to come and try and take up.
Yeah.
The criminals are going to try and take over, and it's like it's almost accepted.
Yeah.
Like there's no
Just
mention of the Gotham City
who's going to be
Police
victorious
Department.
rather than,
Yeah,
you know, stop it. It's
yeah,
almost like, well, let it happen, and then
yeah, yeah. And Debs, I one of my favorite shows as a when I was younger was Sopranos,
yes.
and this is The Sopranos. It's back. Colin Farrell is
I in
Tony Soprano.
Gotham.
Right? As I was watching it, I'm seeing so many similarities and so many things that are happening, and I'm like, this is amazing.
I've seen good
Yeah.
reviews. I obviously need like 5 episodes to binge before I get to it, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Even
going to do
like
it.
certain shows have a way of making you feel not feel sorry, but build a kinship with the bad guy. Where
Clever shows do that.
you almost want the bad guy to win.
Yeah.
I remember when I was watching so like Narcos. Pablo Escobar is a terrible person. In real life, he's a terrible person. He was a terrorist. He did all these different things.
Oh,
But when you're watching the TV show, you're like, you're
oh, is he going to
Sam,
get away?
just leave him alone.
Maybe they're coming.
They're coming. The feds are coming. Get out of there. And that's a terrible thing. Like, even like when people say they watch those serial killer programs or they watch like Dharma, and people are like, oh, he's just really misunderstood. Like he's just or like they fall in love with the actor and they're like, oh, he's so good looking.
Right, once said that about Tom.
I have. And it's like, you do know what this guy did in real life, right?
Yeah, he was not a good
Yeah.
guy. It's fucking mental.
But the way these shows glamorize certain things, it like almost makes you forget like what what actually was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
So like going back to like the Penguin. For some reason, I'm watching the Penguin. I'm like, I hope Batman fucks off and leaves him alone. And for me to say that,
That's it.
because you're building the world around what happens through Penguin's eyes.
Yeah. It's good to get those different perspectives, right?
Yeah. And obviously with like Batman's complex rogues gallery, like obviously forgetting
Oh,
about
I
like
love Rogues Gallery.
The Joker and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Having him, going against like, the Falcones, the Maronis, the things that are going on in the background, like, obviously they haven't mentioned the Court of Owls, but they're going to show you Gotham's underbelly.
I really hope they do a Court of Owls
Yeah.
and it'd be like I don't know, 3-parter or something.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be so cool.
Even in it, so there's a few situations that the Penguin's in this first episode, and you want him to get away. You want him to be able to build his empire.
Yeah, yeah. Which
Like,
means you're interested to see what he does, right? So,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
hoping by the end of this, he gets the iceberg lounge.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and like you're like, but if you're playing like if you're playing like the Batman games, or you're watching Batman go up against these guys, you're like, Batman has to win. Batman's gonna do this. Batman's gonna do that. And you're like, now I'm watching this, I'm like, Batman, just let them get on with what they're doing.
Just wait a bit. Time.
Yeah. Because like if they got him, say like he comes along like, he meets Victor Freeze
Mm.
or Hugo Strange or all these sort of other characters, or if he meets Victor Zaz.
Oh
So,
yeah, I don't like Zaz.
yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna feel sorry for Zaz
I
in
don't like Zaz. Yeah, he's such a brute.
in any shape or form. But it's gonna be like Debs, it's like what it's taking me back 20 years, and I feel like I'm watching Sopranos again. And that was just the first episode.
Good, yeah. I think that's the feel that technically you would have
Yeah.
with the Gotham
Yeah.
underworld,
Yeah.
those different players, yeah.
And I've said it before, where I think, DC in regards to movies, I don't think they're not going to be able to catch up with Marvel.
Mm.
But if they put their money into TV shows like this, that's what that's the mark. They can control that market.
And it must be cheaper. I feel like it must be cheaper.
Yeah, obviously they're not filming episodes like Game of Thrones where it's like £3 million an episode, you know,
Exactly.
like Rings of Power.
They were clever with it.
Or
Yeah.
was it like
Let's get millions
40
of
million
views.
episodes or something
Mm,
like this? You know, that's probably a couple million because but it's shot, you know, in a city, like
yeah.
dark, gritty, underground, mansions outside New York, all that
Mm,
sort of stuff. You know, it's not going to cost you too much,
yeah.
and this allows you to concentrate on the story. And I know it's only one episode, but Debs, it is cinema.
I will
Colin
get
Fa-
to my promise.
Colin Farrell at
I'm
his
just giving people.
absolute best.
Yeah, he's so good though.
Yeah.
Like most people totally forgot that he was playing the character in the movie.
Most people didn't know
Like, yeah, it was
until the end credits.
insane. Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm looking forward to. I want to watch next. I want to start watching the Mr. McMahon series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon from WWE.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah. So it's gonna dig into some. I think it digs into some of the deep underworld because obviously he's got a huge case against him for like abusing people and doing different nefarious things that a billionaire gets up to.
Why
But
can't there just be nice billionaires that are fucking normal? Like,
I think depending on how you get there and what you do, I think that you just lose it when you get to that kind of level of money. You just lose, and especially if you've come from money prior to being a billionaire. Like if
mm,
you grew up with like that's the proverbial silver spoon, so you've never known normal. You've
no,
never
but
known.
why would you have known abuse and horrible things? Like, why can't you just go the other way and it all be nice stuff?
Yeah, I just think because obviously I guess obviously you see people who have money and the way they treat others, because everything to them can be bought. Everything has a price. So people, I guess when you have that much money, people tend to bend the rules. They treat you a lot differently. You automatically a lot of time command respect just because of either your name or the fact that someone knows that you might give them
And
a big
but
tip or
what are the
something.
things you want to do nice things?
Yeah. Obviously, all these billionaires and no one's decided to be Batman yet. Yeah, hey, Although Elon Musk is pretty close to Iron Man.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to watch that, obviously, because wrestling to me was like a huge part of my life. So I'd like to see where they take this documentary and what sort of agenda they might be pushing. Is it to make you to villainize him even more, or is it going to be something to sort of say like give you an idea of the person he became because of the business he was in? Because it is live theater wrestling. It's like they go out there, they
Weird
have,
one, isn't it? Like it's
yeah,
all already agreed,
yeah,
kind of,
yeah, and
but
then,
but all of their things are it is happening in that moment,
yeah,
but they've been told what to do.
yeah, and you have to make the crowd feel a certain way. They are they're actors, but yeah, it's
Oh,
on the spot.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, physical fight, like stage fighting sort of thing
Mm,
that could go wrong at any moment. And there have been moments within the ring where people have passed away. There's huge sort of steroid scandals and all sorts of things that happened.
yeah. And I'm sure some accidents,
Yeah,
just even however well something's been
yeah.
formed or
You,
practiced doesn't mean it
exactly.
won't go wrong on the night.
Yeah,
So,
you got someone jumping off like the turnbuckle, or Owen Hart's case, like sort of ziplining into the ring, and the zip line broke, and he fell into the ring and died there and then. And it was like a family show, people were there live, and it's like, do you shut down the whole show? But in their case, what they did was, they ended up getting him to the back, getting him all the way to the hospital, and like, they had to keep the show going,
mm.
and then
And
people
then
like,
obviously announce it, I'm assuming at some point,
yeah,
but
and then one side is saying it's terrible, you let the show continue. The other side is like, you've got a
he
loads
would
of
have
people.
wanted them to have continued. That was his thing, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. he would have wanted, they say Owen Hart would have wanted the show to go on, and the fact that he's still remembered and highly respected among everyone,
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to, I want to see that. And I know there's a new show called Chaos with Jeff Goldblum, which looks quite interesting.
Yeah, I've seen really good reviews for it, but I've just not been in the mood.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet, but I have heard very good things.
Yeah. Have you watched anything else recently?
So, I watched two movies when Mum was here. Um, and I've done a series. I did a series the day that she left.
Okay. A series, Jesus.
It was only 6 episodes, right? But,
Okay.
so yeah, so the two movies we did Inside Out 2.
Oh yeah, I still need to watch that.
Oh, I love it. So this one's got like anxiety
Yeah.
and embarrassment,
Yeah.
sort of envy and stuff in it. And the anxiety one is fucking it's good because it kind of builds. So
Yeah.
it's again, I love the concept, right? I love the idea that there's these little different people in your head, like,
Yeah.
helping you and
Doing all
controlling
that.
you
Yeah.
and stuff. It's so cute. And yeah, so it shows that a little bit of anxiety can be good for certain things,
Yeah.
but if you let it take over,
Yeah.
so really enjoyed that. And we were going to go to the cinema.
Hmm.
She had watched Beetlejuice with my sister the week before,
Oh,
so I was
okay.
like, well, we
Okay.
can't do Beetlejuice
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though I want to.
Yeah.
But there is a Demi Moore film out called The Substance.
Oh yeah. People have been talking about that. Yeah.
So, not for the faint of heart with
Okay.
with gore.
Okay.
It was really cool. So I sort of likened it to a modern gory Death Becomes Her, right?
Okay. Okay.
Because and it's the underlying thing is the ridiculous beauty standards that are placed on women, especially like the older we get,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And how fucking pathetic it is, and how most of it stems from powerful men in different places within different industries and
Yeah.
things. And so Demi was like, this golden child of TV, when she was
Yeah.
younger, and she's now in her 40s. And although people still love her,
Yeah.
she overhears that they're going to like cancel her and they want somebody like super young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and there's this random group of people that you don't even know because you never see them, but
Okay.
they get in touch to be like, do you want to be like your better younger self? And
Okay.
she's like, oh yeah, sure. And so she gets like this pack. She has to go
Yeah.
and get it and like crawl into this horrible place to go and get it. And basically you inject yourself.
Yeah.
It splits your cells.
Okay.
The first time it happens,
Yeah.
the new younger you
Yeah.
has to crawl out of your back.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's naked,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she takes the thing. It's like painful and horrible. The
Yeah.
new younger her comes
Yeah.
out of her back. So she's just now she's a lifeless body on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the new younger perfect,
Yeah.
version comes out. And because they are one and the same, they
Yeah.
are the same person, right?
Yeah.
She has to sew. So the young one then sews up the split down her spine,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she has to put a liquid food into her intravenously. So
Okay.
you get 7 days as the new one,
Yeah.
and then you have to switch back to your old self for 7 days.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that then keeps like this symbiotic relationship working. So you are still the 40-year-old, but then you can also
Yeah.
be a 20-year-old. But you have to draw in those 7 days
Yeah.
for the young one, she has to draw liquid from the spinal column.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called like an equalizer or something,
Okay.
because otherwise her nose will start bleeding,
Yeah.
and she needs that spinal stuff from the
That
original
bone
one.
marrow from the spinal cord. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the younger one starts getting, all the TV
Okay.
shows.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh my God, you're amazing. And so even though they're the same person,
Yeah.
they start like fighting against each other. So the
Yeah.
young one will be like, oh shit, I've got another thing. I'll just take another day. I'll just take
Yeah.
another day of bone marrow, another day, another day, another day.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly see this disgusting, pussy,
Oh,
fucking she, and it feels so painful when she
yeah.
puts it into it. Honestly, the movie itself, for sound of the graphic
Yeah. Yeah.
nature of it,
Yeah.
was amazing. Like you were
Wow.
like, oh,
Yeah.
it was so good. Um, and but when she takes an extra day, every
Yeah.
time she takes one extra day,
Yeah.
it doubles the speed at which your original body dies
Okay.
old. And so Demi comes out and like she's all like
Oh, oh man.
singing.
Yeah.
And then she gets fucked off with her younger version, and so she eats loads of shit and like
Yeah. Yeah.
then she's like she can, if she wants,
Yeah.
stop it.
Okay.
And they're like, you can stop it and
Yeah.
stay as you are, but at that point she's a fucking granny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but then she's like, yes, no, I want it to stop. This is horrific. I can't do this anymore. And so she goes to kill her,
Yeah.
the younger version. Um, and then she's like, oh my God, no, I can't. Because because they're one and the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Demi herself is like, I want to be the young one
Yeah. Yeah.
so badly. That person, that version is so much better. They get everything. Fucking fight scene at the end, mate.
Yeah. Wow.
Literally 10 times a Tarantino graphic. Blood everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, really good, really
Okay.
interesting. Like, and they keep telling because she never sees anyone. She can only ever phone this number, and they're
Yeah.
like, Debbie's like, oh, she's doing this, and he's like, you are the same
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't get it, and she's
Yeah. Yeah.
like, yeah, really clever, very different, very gory.
Wow. I might check that.
Although now,
I'll try and check that out.
you should still watch it, yeah, because you're
Yeah.
just like, oh,
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into a screenshot.
okay.
So the screenshot, I sent it to you, and I will post it up here. And for those of you listening, so the keys are in the ignition. You can only take one. Which one would you take? So the cars are the General Lee, the Dukes of Hazzard, Kit from Knight Rider, James Bond's
Oh,
like armored Jaguar.
Oh yeah, it's not his Aston Martin.
No. The Ghostbusters car, Don Johnson's Miami Vice
Mm-hmm.
Lamborghini, Back to the Future DeLorean, Starsky and Hutch. What was it? It was a Charger, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah.
Mad Max's car, from the original,
Mm-hmm.
the A-Team van, and Magnum PI's. What was his car? It was
The
was it
little
Corvette?
red ones.
Yeah, I think it was a Corvette, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's a little. Yes, I think yeah, Corvette.
Yeah, I think it was a
I
Corvette.
think it's a Ferrari or anything.
Yeah, no.
No.
So, which one of those are you taking?
I mean, for me, there's only one winner. It's got to be Kit.
Okay, Michael, ready now? Yeah,
He's just, I don't know why.
yeah,
Like, that is my instinct. Like, Kit is there for you.
yeah,
He'll drive for you if he needs to. He'll come and get you and open the
yeah,
door. Like, and he's still a really cool sports
yeah.
car, right?
Oh yeah,
I think he just has that extra bit.
yeah. Do you remember like the interior? Like at the time we thought was, oh my God, that is so cool. And then you look back
Still
now, it's like,
comfy.
yeah,
Still comfy,
yeah,
right? You look at Back to the Future one, you think,
yeah,
oh my God, that would be amazing. I
yeah,
want to go Back to the Future. But you would have to have everything in there
yeah,
and the
yeah,
lightning and shit.
yeah,
And actually, it looked pretty uncomfortable in there. Ghostbusters would be cool
yeah,
because it was the new Ghostbusters one
yeah,
where they swing out and you can
yeah,
like
yeah.
shoot, lasers at people.
Do, 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 do.
I like the others,
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Kit for me.
Yeah. Okay. For me, obviously, Kit would be cool because he could just drive me to work and I'll just sit back and relax. Um, I don't jump enough sort of like sand dunes to and mud dunes to have the General Lee in Dukes of Hazzard.
I know it's so cool though, right? I must
Yeah.
admit, I was like Dukes of Hazzard, Starsky and Hutch, just because
Yeah.
they're so classic.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have enough enemies to really warrant the James Bond car.
No, plus I would want the Aston Martin. So
Yeah.
beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But for me, the one would have to be the 18 ban.
18 man, I knew you were
I could do so much with that.
very true. It could be very multifunctional.
Yeah. And it just looks so cool. Dun, 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 And we just put,
Oh, it was a great theme tune.
yeah, so for me, the 18 band. If you
You
can
might
see
have
this,
to do some
guys,
bit because it ain't getting you to London very fast,
no, no.
but
And it probably takes so much fuel.
yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. All right, guys, if you can see this, let us know which car you would choose.
And
Oh,
why?
and why. All right, let's wrap it there. Don't know if it will be next week, but maybe the week after, we might have a special guest joining us. Uh, yeah,
I don't want to get my hopes up.
I know. But we don't have it next week. But he sent me the person sent me a thumbs up today to let me know. Yeah, he's gonna let me know because I said thank you, and he said yeah, sent me a thumbs up to say yeah, we'll sort this out. So at some
I'm
point,
going to manifest it though. I'm going to try and manifest it.
yeah.
So.
Well, I've been manifesting it so much that every time I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go to sleep, I'm already like practicing what I'm gonna say to him.
I know. Don't tell them though, in case
No,
it
no,
doesn't.
no. So if it's not next week, maybe it's the week after. But yeah, make sure guys
Oh my
you
God.
join us.
As long as it happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us again. Follow us on all our socials, and which we is obviously X, Facebook.
A cowboy hat.
Oh,
My little
St.
pink cowboy
Texas, ain't no holding. I get down, 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 down.
hat.
See, that's why I wouldn't get taken by Diddy because I can't sing. Um,
That's a good thing though, right?
yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, so follow us on all our socials. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you again soon. Everyone be good, and if you can't be good, be the best at being bad. Bye-bye.
Bye.